Hey y'all, so I am back with the breakdown of the book of Revelations. Today we're in chapter 2. So what does Revelations chapter 2 mean? In the first chapter of Revelation, John introduced his reason for writing, a direct command from Jesus Christ. He was instructed to record Jesus' words aimed at the seven churches in Asia Minor and to faithfully record them. Each church is giving a unique description of Jesus, a command, and a promise. Six of the churches are giving specific praise, one is not. Five are giving direct criticism, two are not. This chapter contains Jesus' words to the four of these seven: Ephesus, Smyrna, Pergamum, and Thyatira. Chapter 3 will complete the series of messages. All right. So the church in Ephesians is commended for hard work and for weeding out false prophets despite persecution. They are also praised for opposing the teachings of a particular sect, the Nicolaitans. Not much is known about this group. Some scholars believe um, that they held a doctrine of immorality. Others that they felt that church leaders ought to rule over the laity. At the same time, the Ephesian church is criticized for being loveless. Their efforts are good, but they are slipping into coldness and religiosity rather than Christian love. And that's chapter 2, 1 through 7. Smyrna churches suffered under especially brutal persecution. According to Jesus' words in this message, that experience is going to become worse before it gets better. A significant challenge for this congregation is a group of hostile Jewish leaders referred to here as a synagogue of Satan. Smyrna is praised for holding fast despite this hardship. This is one of this is one of the only two churches which Jesus does not criticize in some way in his messages, and that's Revelations 2, 8 through 11. The name of the city Pergamum is related to terms used for marriage. Lord, my baby all in the back. Okay. Coincidentally, Jesus' criticism of this church focuses on their inappropriate connections to false teachings such as those of Balaam and the Nicolaitans. They are praised for resisting persecution, holding to their faith even when under threat. Their situation was certainly dire, as Jesus refers to their location as where Satan dwells, and that is Revelations 2, 12 through 17. Thyatira, how you pronounce that? Thyatira was a city deeply involved in worship of Apollo, a pagan deity of the sun and a child of Zeus. In this passage, Jesus is described in terms deliberately overshadowing Apollo's statue in glory. This church is commended for their ever-growing participation in good works. However, they are strongly rebuked for tolerating sexual temptations and idolatry as promoted by a particular woman. This person is identified as Jezebel. Mhm. Which might be a reference to the Old Testament queen of the same name. Since she refused to repent of sin, promises Jesus promises to bring fierce judgment on her and her followers, and that's Revelations 2:18 through 29. So the book summary, the word revelation means an unveiling or disclosure. This writing unveils future events such as the rapture, three series of judgment that will fall on the earth during the tribulation period, the emergence of the Antichrist, the persecution of Israel and her amazing revival, as well as Jesus' second coming with his saints to the earth, the judgment of Satan and his followers. What are you doing? And finally, the eternal state. This concept combined with the original Greek term apocalypse is why we now refer to the end of the world scenario as an apocalypse. So, Revelation chapter 2 context in chapter 1, John introduced his order from Jesus Christ to write out a message to the seven churches in Asia, which is Revelations 9 through 11. Okay. Here in this chapter, John writes to the churches of in Ephesus, the church in Smyrna, and the church in Pergamum, and the church in Thyatira. Chapter 3 will continue with the messages to the other three churches. The rest of the revelation will explain future events connected to the end times. And y'all, I'm going to say this probably every time. We should not be scared to read the book of Revelations. Like I said in the first video, I was scared of the book of Revelations, not having read it to fully understand it. It was just something somebody told me. I don't even remember who that person was, let alone do I talk to that person. So the book of Revelation is truly, it's going to be our guide. I mean, the whole Bible is the guide of how we should live, right? But the book of Revelation is going to give us the signs and warnings of the end times. And we as believers should know all of these signs. We should know all of the warnings. We should know what to do, what not to do when the tribulation period comes. That is going to be really important. So we are not led astray. So we are not deceived by false prophets and false teachings and all of that stuff. Like, it's literally a warning for us from God. And what better thing? Like, God is so amazing that in the Bible, he just gives us what we should do. What should we look out for? Like, he is truly being a father to us, giving us the warnings that, okay, this is gonna happen. This is how you should be prepared. I'm giving you everything that you need to know, everything that you need to be not be led astray, to be successful when Jesus comes the second time. All right, y'all. I'll see you guys later. Bye.